Web 3.0, the Metaverse, the future of our internet. What is it and why are these topics such a buzzword lately? How do you get on the ground floor of some of these game-changing projects and protocols, investing in the future of the internet? Well, we're going to answer those questions and a few more, because it's time for Chico Crypto. So to begin, what is Web 3.0? Well, it's an all-encompassing sandwich term that describes version 3 of the internet, the decentralized web. Now, to understand this third version, we need to understand the earlier versions of the web, 1.0 and Web 2.0. So what was Web 1.0? Web 1.0 refers to the first stage of the World Wide Web evolution. There were only a few content creators in Web 1.0, and it was a content delivery network (CDN) that enabled the showcasing of pieces of information on websites. Personal web pages were common, consisting mainly of static pages hosted on ISP-run web servers, or on free web hosting services as well. It had directories that enabled users to retrieve a particular piece of information that was displayed on these web pages. So what is Web 2.0? Well, that's what we have today, and this refers to worldwide websites which highlight user-generated content, usability, and interoperability for the end users. Another name for what we have today is the participative social web, due to users being able to participate in content delivery through social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and more. Web 2.0 doesn't refer to any modification to any technical specification, but to modify the way web pages are designed and used. Now, what about Web 3.0? Well, this is where technical specification is being altered. This next version of the web refers to the evolution of web utilization and interaction, which includes altering the web into a database. It enables the upgradation of the back end of the web after a long time of focus on the front end. Like I said, Web 3.0 is a sandwich term, as there are many evolutions happening which are powered by decentralized technology, including blockchain. Things that will be powered by Web 3.0. Well, another buzzword I'm sure many of you have heard lately, the Metaverse. So what is the Metaverse? Well, this is a tough one to explain for one reason. It doesn't necessarily exist yet. It's partly a dream for the future of the internet, and partly a neat way to encapsulate some current trends in online infrastructure, including the growth of real-time 3D worlds. But the dreams of Web 3.0 and the Metaverse are beginning to take form, and the beauty of this version of the web is you can own a piece of it through tokenization. Yes, some of the biggest infrastructures for Web 3.0 and Metaverses are being tokenized, which means a regular Joe or Jill can own a piece of the future web. Just imagine if you could have owned a piece of Web 1.0 or Web 2.0's infrastructure. The vast physical networks are worth in the trillions upon trillions of dollars. But it's not owned by the people. Instead, it's owned by a small number of corporations and ISPs like Comcast. So let's now talk about those Web 3.0 and Metaverse investments. How do you own a piece of this internet revolution? Well, let's first talk about infrastructure. Blockchains, those that can host smart contracts, are where Web 3.0 applications and games are being built. That includes the most dominant Web 3.0 blockchain, Ethereum. If you didn't know, when Ethereum was first released, it was described as the world's computer. The consensus article on this topic states, so what do we mean by world computer? In essence, Ethereum simulates a perfect machine, a thing which could never exist in nature because of the laws of physics, but which can be simulated by a large enough computer network. The network size isn't there to produce the fastest possible computer, although that may come later with blockchain scaling, but to produce a universal computer, which is accessible from anywhere by anybody, and critically, which always gives the same results to everybody. So how do you own a piece of Ethereum? Well, in the past, to be part of its infrastructure and share in the network's rewards, you needed to set up a computer to mine the network and process the blocks. But now with Ethereum moving to proof of stake this year, just by owning the token, which powers the network, Ether, you can be a part of the blockchain infrastructure through proof of stake. Any amount of Ethereum can be staked too, decentralized with pooling technologies like Rocket Pool. Now, there are other blockchains you can own which are having Web 3.0 applications built on top of them. Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche, Cosmos, Algorand, Phantom, and more. Investing in these blockchain infrastructure projects is the easiest way to invest in Web 3.0. Now let's get a little granular. Like I said, Web 3.0 isn't fully here yet, but there are parts of it showing their faces. And one of the most revolutionary concepts that is here has to do with gaming, specifically play to earn. Everyone knows about Axie Infinity. It brought the play to earn revolution to the mainstream. By playing the game, you could earn money. You can earn crypto tokens, SLP and AXS, which can be traded for other tokens, aka money. The more you play, the more you earn. And they even leveled up the amount you could make through Axie breeding. Breeding two Axies together, you could make a new Axie, which is an NFT and could be sold on open NFT marketplaces like OpenSea. There are so many other play-to-earn crypto games where you can earn good money just by playing games. Gods Unchained, the battle and trading card game, DeFi Kingdoms and their in-game token Jewel, the Sandbox, Townstar, and more. But there is one I think is going to steal the play-to-earn thunder very, very soon. And those who get in early are going to make some big-time gains, paid in Ethereum. But before we get into that and more, it's time for a sponsored segment of this video, brought to you by the team over at the vEmpire DDAO. And like always, the details of our arrangement can be found in the description. vEmpire, credited for the ability to recognize the metaverse's potential before the masses. They are essentially the grayscale of the metaverse and your gateway to the growing amount of metaverses. They are a democratic DAO and the world's largest decentralized NFT, GameFi, and Metaverse investment organization, and the first to enable Metaverse token staking that currently supports 5 different Metaverse cryptocurrencies, as well as play-to-earn games on their platform and within other Metaverses. vEmpire was built to be dynamic and flexible and cross-chain, and they are moving fast. vEmpire launched in the middle of last year, and by the end of Q4, their staking strategies produced truly astonishing results. vEmpire's 2021 annualized profits were more than 18.5 million, and they had a price-to-earning ratio of 1.44. This is 20 times lower than the average company in the S&P 500 today, and lower than the majority of most crypto projects. vEmpire also generated an additional $500,000 in revenue through NFT sales. And no one in the space is doing what vEmpire is doing, and they're going to be hard to catch. vEmpire had the foresight to acquire huge amounts of Metaverse assets before the hype started. They purchased over 85 parcels in the Sandbox, including 5 3x3 plots, as well as larger plots in prime locations. They purchased these plots early on for only $50,000 a piece. These same plots are now valued at over $500,000 each. But that's just in the Sandbox. They also own 30 parcels in Decentraland and are the largest landowners in the Shiba Inu ecosystem Starry. And they're not done buying, because this land buying strategy helped vEmpire see annual gains as high as 963%. And vEmpire's investments aren't only for land. They've also acquired hundreds of other high-value NFT assets, including Axies, and even the 250th rarest Bored Ape and multiple mutant apes. vEmpire's commitment to the Metaverse doesn't end with purely investment operations alone. They'll also begin hosting both public events and private functions in some of the largest Metaverses to help contribute to overall adoption. They provide scholarships to gamers and help facilitate those who may not be able to afford to play these games pathways to start earning. They're also building P2E gaming on both their platform and within the Metaverse. Users can expect a complete P2E version of their first strategic trading card game, called The Beginning, very soon, as well as other games, including a third-person hack and slash on the Sandbox later this year. vEmpire acts as a catalyst for growth in the Metaverse by enabling users to invest in protocols, virtual real estate, and NFTs that are financially out of the reach for the average investor. And their first-of-its-kind DeFi-like staking strategies are giving users ways to earn passive income like never before. vEmpire has a community-first focus and have a treasure trove of resources to help you get going. Visit their website and Twitter and make sure to join their Discord where you can get all your questions answered and even talk directly with the founders. All the links can be found in the description. Now back to the next big play-to-earn game, and that is Illuvium. Illuvium is a AAA mashup of play-to-earn styles all in one game. It's #1 an open world RPG adventure game where you journey across a vast and varied landscape on your quest to hunt and capture deity-like creatures called Illuvials. Kind of like hunting Pokemon. Those Illuvials are NFTs, and over 100 populate the open alien world. Like Axie, each Illuvial possesses different affinities, classes, and abilities, and you can fuse them together and upgrade them to discover more powerful forms, increasing the value on open markets. Although one of the coolest concepts is the multiplayer experience, where you can battle other players and their Illuvials to earn ILV tokens and ethereum. Wages can be placed on matches, and the winning player takes home the bacon. So when are you going to be able to play and earn in the Illuvium world? Well, very soon. Kieran Warwick, the co-founder of Illuvium, brother of Kane Warwick, the founder of Synthetics, tweeted this. Dear God, the new beta is so addictive, it's crazy. How on earth has this happened so fast? I just don't know anymore. Yes, there is a closed internal private beta and an open private beta out in the wild. The internal beta is for the open world gameplay, so only internals can play this as of right now, but leaked footage from this looks pretty dang sweet and polished. There is also an open private beta for the Battle Arena, where you can battle Illuvials in their PvE Auto Battler Survival mode, and footage from this looks just as good. And if you'd like to join the private beta for the Battle Arena, I have included the link to join down in the description. Get in early with this one, it's gonna be a big play to earn money maker. Now let's end this episode off with a traditional gaming company getting into Web3 and the Metaverse, as there might be investing opportunities with traditional stock, cryptos, and coming NFTs. And I'm talking about Gamestop. Back in October of this year, CoinDesk dropped this article. Gamestop enters the Metaverse with Web3 gaming job post. And yep, back in October, they were looking to fill many positions that had to do with NFTs and Web3 gaming. Well, last week we got some big news regarding this. Gamestop and Immutable X were partnering to launch an NFT marketplace. Now, many people were bummed out as there were hints possibly Loopring would be involved with Gamestop. Well, there are still hints that this is the case. Loopring was mentioned twice within GameStop and Immutable's SEC filing, which basically states GameStop is still working with Loopring. Now, many people are confused, and rightfully so. Who is GameStop working with? Well, I think both, as the two aren't competing products. Immutable X and Loopring could be complementary. Immutable X is not a wallet, it is a marketplace protocol. It is non-custodial, they do not hold or manage assets. Users are always in control of their tokens with Immutable X, but no place to hold them. Loopring is an L2 wallet. It will hold users' assets like NFTs. These two are going to work side by side and perform different functions. Immutable X will allow you to buy and sell NFTs, mint NFTs, and assign the NFT ownership to a wallet. The Loopring custodial L2 wallet will allow ownership of these NFTs to an L2 address. It will allow the receiving of tokens and other cryptos from the sale of the gaming NFTs. It will have a fiat on-ramp and possibly a fiat off-ramp. So GameStop is going all in with Web3 and the Metaverse. They have crypto partners, for sure IMX, but soon there could be an official announcement of Loop Ring. Cheers viewers, I'll see you next time.